afternoon. Thanks for coming out. We're here to gather one more time as a team and to recognize our players. Before we do that, we're going to start right off the bat with a special award, Iron Eagle Award, our latest one, 1,200 plus pounds, and it goes to Luke Brumback. Also, too, thank you to the football moms and dads for all that you do for, these guys and our football staff. I mean, it's fantastic what you do. A lot of schools, like I've said quite a few times, they don't have the type of support that you all give, and it's greatly appreciated. Peyton, you and Cody come up. I know all the moms worked hard, but we want to recognize Kathy Childs and Liz Rutherford for their time in organization and their hard work, along with all the other football moms. You guys come up, please. These gifts are from the represent the whole football program. Thank you very much.
Like together. Let me go on this side. Everybody stand up there. Out back. Out back. Got it. Take your back.
Also like to thank the EAA for all their support, Mr. Tom Kane and Rick Shostrom, Coach Shostrom, for being the voices of the Eagles, Randy Trineri for being the train horn master for our games, and also to spearheading all our renovations for the football field and everything involved. Thank you very much. Did my best with that cannon, but I have to say that horn is a lot better than the cannon we had. I'd like to thank Mr. Fly Lambert, his crew with the chain crew, Dr. Bishop, Ms. Waring, and the entire administrative team, Athletic Director Casey Childs, and Assistant AD John Novick, all their tireless work. I will say, and the confidence that Clarke County supports athletics. And again, we don't have to compare with anybody else, but I will say that, they greatly support what we do, and give us the means to do it, and it's greatly appreciated, so thank you. I'd like to thank Melissa Aston and the cheerleaders, Coach Smith for helping on the sidelines, and his coaches' meetings on the way home after games. I'd like to thank Lindsay, our athletic trainer, for all she did to keep you guys healthy and running. And again, bear with you real quick, I'm a Redskin fan, but I will say that when Jimmy Johnson was the former coach for Dallas, was told that he was going to be in the NFL Hall of Fame, that Troy Aikman wrote a letter to him or a statement and said that you always appreciate and remember the people that made you better. And, I can say that as a coach that's been in a long time, and, these guys absolutely do that, and Lindsay. And I thank you very much. I'd like to thank Doug Ailstock, Photography Concepts, and Mo Murphy, Clarke County Sports, for all your great shots and video. This time, I'd like Coach Novick to come up and say some great things about the freshman team.
This year's freshman team, this is the first time we've had 8th graders being forced to play, so to be able to have half a roster of 8th graders was, I think, something that's going to help us in the long term, being able to get 8th graders out to contribute, and by the end of the year we were about 50% 8th graders and 50% 9th graders in terms of starters. Is going to help our program out in the long run. So we finished with a record of 4 and 5 this year, had one JV game that brought the record to, was it 5-5? Something like that. So overall, it was a pretty good season for us. We got a lot better as the year went on. So if you are a member of the freshman football team, please stand up to be recognized. Thank you. Back to you, Coach Parker.
Thank you, Coach. This time I'd like to recognize the members of the varsity program, starting with sophomores in numerical order. If you're here, just please stand. Number 1, Brandon Hyman. Number 3, Dane Booker. Number 4, Titus Hensler. Number 6, Deontay Trammell. Number 8, Luke Lyman. 13, Liam Whalen. 14, Nathan Brooks. 20, Zach Rosen. 28, Brandon Profit. 37, Timmy Balin. 50, Roger Tapscott. 55, Clay Welsh. 61, TJ Lowry. 64, Gabe Shiley. 65, Michael Perovic. And 72, Jeremy Burns. Our juniors, 7, Wynn Morris. 11, Trey Trineri. 44, Sam Brumbach. 52, Luke Brumbach. 58, Neil Mitchell. 66, Bryce Robertson. And 80, Levi, the Hungarian Nightmare, Bugner. At this time, Levi, come up here just for a second. I met your host family. I know you signed this, but he told you it was for somebody else, but he lied to you. You said that on your bucket list, your host family said that you wanted to come and experience and play American football, and you certainly did. You're a fine young man. I have you in 2 classes, extremely great student, foreign exchange student. He has a 100 average in U.S. government. And also, too, I will say that I might be wrong, but I think he's probably the fastest speed-wise player we have in the football program. So I can't wait to see what he does on the track team. But anyway, I tell you what, it's been a pleasure, and I hope it's been a great experience. Our seniors, number 2, Colby Childs. Number 5, Cody Sowers. Number 9, Danny Lyman. Number 10, Jack Taylor. 12, Brandon Mayo. 18, Jacob Weddle. 21, Peyton Rutherford. 22, Isaac Jackson. 24, Bradley Atwell. 25, Luke Lesso. 32, Kellen Dalton. 35, Brady Atwell. 53, Joey LaMalfa. 56, Rhett Lawson. 70, Wade Anderson. And 73, Grayson Ailstock. I tell you, these guys this year, we were 8-3. Our 3 losses were playoff teams. We were co-district champions. One of the losses played the state championship. And we always say that we want to be state champions. That's our goal. But to be 8-3 and be a co-champion with all the injuries we had, which we're not used to, is saying something. I'm really proud of this team. So thank you very much. All right, now, all area team, we're going to talk about some individual awards. For the all area, if you could just stand, Winchester Star all area team. First team, we had Cody Sowers at linebacker. Kellen Dalton, kicker. Peyton Rutherford, running back. Danny Lyman, defensive back. Sam Brumbach, linebacker. Grayson Ailstock, defensive line. Second team, Danny Lyman, wide receiver. Rhett Lawson, offensive line. Wade Anderson, offensive line. Colby Childs, all-purpose. Trey Trineri, defensive line. Jacob Weddle, defensive back. Honorable mention, Jack Taylor, running back and linebacker. Luke Brumback, offensive line, and Isaac Jackson, defensive line. Whose Childs will hand out these awards for the all-district team. Rhett Lawson, offensive lineman, first team. Danny Lyman, first team wide receiver. Peyton Rutherford, first team running back. Kobe Childs, first team quarterback. Kellen Dalton, first team kicker. Wade Anderson, second team center. Luke Brumback, second team offensive lineman. All district first team defense. Trey Trineri, defensive end. Grayson Ailstock, first team defensive lineman. Cody Sowers, first team linebacker. Danny Lyman, first team defensive back. Jacob Weddle, first team defensive back. Second team defense, Isaac Jackson, defensive end. Sam Brumback, second team linebacker. Jack Taylor, defensive all-purpose. And Wade Anderson, punter. Move on to the all-region 2B offense, first team, Colby Childs quarterback. Kellen Dalton, kicker. Second team offense, Rhett Lawson, offensive lineman. Danny Lyman, wide receiver. And Peyton Rutherford, running back. All region 2B defense, first team, Trey Trineri, defensive end. Grayson Ailstock, defensive lineman. Cody Sowers, linebacker. Danny Lyman, defensive back. Second team defense, Jacob Weddle, defensive back. right, moving along here, we have some special team awards. The coach is going to hand out here, so we'll get that started. Who'd like to go first?
All right, we have all heard of football players being described as playing angry. It means playing with an intensity that cannot be taught, a reckless abandon, and giving your absolute all on every play. The anger that drives you to be perfect in all that you do, any imperfection just adds to that anger. This year's Honey Badger Award epitomizes this not only on the football field, but in everything that he does. Put him in the weight room, he's an Iron Eagle. Put him on the baseball field, he excels enough to continue his career next year in college. Put him in the classroom and his GPA is north of 4.5. Given the opportunity, he will always work his way to the top. This intensity drives him in everything that he does, and his intelligence gives him the versatility to make him a special football player. This year he took snaps at wing, at quarterback, running back, safety, strong side linebacker, and corner. Was on most special teams, and was the emergency backup for almost every skill position. And I bet if we had asked him to wear a jersey in the 50s, he would have done that as well. His special combination of athletic abilities and intelligence allowed him to line up at linebacker and corner on back-to-back plays and not only know his job, but could communicate the jobs to everyone else around him. A 3-year contributor on the varsity team, his unique combo of anger, intelligence, and versatility will be greatly missed next year. And when you need to calm down, take a deep breath, find your happy place. This year's Honey Badger Zen Garden goes to Jack Taylor. And I believe that he is skiing, so
Poor Jack.
happy place. Oh, you got posed for a picture. Just shot to take this one. Yeah.
I'm giving the Lunch Pail Award. You see a lot of college teams carry these things around on the field and whatnot. It's kind of a sign of like hard work. The guy that's willing to like dive in and do anything for the team. The kid that gets this award, young man, I should say he's not a kid anymore. I watched him grow through a lot of years, probably 7 or 8 years at least, being around because he had an older brother play here. It's kind of special for this kid to be 180 pounds maybe and be the strongest kid in our football program. So that's pretty unique. Kind of shows you about this kid coming to work every day with his lunch pail in the weight room. And I don't know what his number was. I want to ask how many pounds he got to. I'm sure it's probably around 1450. I'm sure. One guy I'll probably take exception to being the strongest guy in the football program is probably Peyton. But Peyton was the only kid that close to this kid, number-wise, in the football program as far as getting in the weight room. Watched him grow as a lineman from, in the 8th grade, freshman team as an 8th grader, playing all the way up through. And I think he led by example this year, was one of our best linemen. He was very smart, and I could always count on him to be able to tell other guys where to go because we got banged up a lot this year with injuries. And I really respect what he does in school as well. He's very low maintenance. You can always depend on him to be here, and he always got after it in the weight room. And our Lunch Pail Award this year goes to Rhett Lawson.
Yeah. So I have the Sledgehammer Award. I'm going to put this down so I don't get tired out holding this thing. But when you think about somebody who deserves an award like this, you think about somebody that brings relentless effort on the field the entire game, every game, and this guy definitely fits that description. Played both ways for us, very important player for us this year, and looking forward to him getting even bigger and better next year. On offense, had 10 catches for 159 yards and 2 touchdowns. Also a very important part of our blocking scheme, as all of our linemen are. We don't really talk about that enough. But really helped our team on defense, led our team with 3.5 sacks, 51 tackles, had a forced fumble, 14 hurries as well. So our Sledgehammer Award this year goes to Trey Trenier.
The anchors of the team are the ones who, no matter how rough or difficult it gets, holds the team in place. They are consistent and do their jobs without much glory. Luke and Sam are definitely this. They've been two of the hardest working players we've ever had on our team, and no matter what the challenge is, they always push their teammates to keep going. Both are willing to do whatever coaches ask to help the program win. Each one has been asked to play many positions throughout the year. Sam even had to change his number so he could play offensive line. But no matter where we played them, we always had the confidence that they would do their job and they would do it well. They both are constantly asking what they can do to improve. No matter what it is, they're always asking, what can I do, what can I do? Also, they're very coachable. You tell them to do something, they will do it. In the stands, you don't always see what they're doing, but I can assure you they're doing their job. In the off season, they're consistently in the weight room, pushing themselves to get better, as you can see from Luke finally reaching his goal of being Iron Eagle. It's been a pleasure to coach both these young men since they're 8th graders, and I look forward to seeing both of them dominate their senior year. This year, award for the anchors, Luke and Sam Brumbeck.
I had to turn around. Got it.
I had the privilege to coach a young man this year who literally surprised everyone. This young man floated through our program for a couple years, and this year he bought in. He was all in and dived in head first. Once he did this, he became one of our most consistent players on our defense and consistently got better each week. He quietly and humbly put his head down and grinded each and every day. He listened, he took criticism, he took coaching, he took everything he was told and applied it to the field to improve his game. I couldn't be more proud of a young man who went from being on the team last year to being a pivotal part of our defense this year. I wish I had a little more time to work with him. He will always be one of my favorite success stories, and when I tell the story of Isaac Jackson for years to come, the kid who was on the roster, to the young man who bought in, to the man who became all-district. Isaac, I can't wait to hear about your future success. I also want to thank his mom for believing in the staff and trusting us with her son, this year's breakout player, Isaac Jackson.
This year, the plough award goes to a young man who put a lot of sacrifice into the game. As many of you know, of course, football is a team sport, but a lot of times you are in a position, put in a position by a coach to do a specific job. If you do a specific job, you might not get the numbers, the accolades, the stats that we all love, but you do your job and you make it difficult for the other team, and you make it easier for our team. The young man I'm talking about did a job. His job was specific. Destroy the center. You do that, it makes it easier. Our linebackers flourish. You will not get the numbers. You'll usually have 2 or 3 people trying to block you because you're doing your job. But this young man took that. He took that to heart, and he did it without complaining. He did it, he worked hard, he got stronger in the off season. And one of the best things about this young man is something that none of you sitting out there know. When Coach Parker, who told us this story, tells the story of going to the all-region meeting, all the regional coaches are there. This young man, when they got to the D-line, basically Coach Parker was told he's supposed to go in, lobby, try to get players what they want, but basically, through the respect of other teams, other coaches, Coach Parker was basically told this is our first team D lineman. Grayson Elstock worked his butt off in the weight room. Every year he was here. He got stronger, he got better. If you've seen us play, yes, you've seen me on him because like every kid, he wants those numbers, he wants those stats. But when he did his job, our defense flourished. There were times he'd come out, he'd be frustrated because it'd be like, they're just coming from everywhere. And you'd see, sometimes you look up, there's 2, 3 guys just standing there hoping and praying to keep him out. He did an excellent job. He fought. I'm excited for this young man. I'm excited to give him this award. And I'm excited about his future. Grayson Elstock, come on up.
This young man went 48 for 67 on touchbacks this year, which is I think 73%, which is very impressive for high school. It's even impressive for college. He went 6 for 9 on field goals with a long of 43. His 3 misses came from 45, 47, and 52. He was first team all Bull Run, first team all region, first team all area, and hopefully we can add first team all state to that resume too. He had to sit behind a senior last year, and he came ready to work every day. I look forward to seeing him play next year in college, wherever that is. Hopefully a decision coming soon there. But the Special Teams Player of the Year award goes to Kellen Dalton.
For those of you who may not know what this is, it's a motor. So it's an honor to give out this award every year because this is the type of player that we as a coaching staff wish we had about 40 or 50 of every year. Those are the unique characteristics of this young player. This kid came into camp in great shape. It was evident from the first day of drills. It was reflected on his performance in preseason camp, scrimmages, and then carried over into the regular season. This player never loafed during games or practices, which we as a coaching staff, I can tell you, we very much appreciated. Often, this player would run down ball carriers many yards down the field, even if he was lined up on the other side of the field and away from the play. His nonstop hustle and determination led him to pursue, make the tackle, get in on the tackle, and that is why he's a special player. This young man played tight end and defensive tackle for us, played those positions without question, which again, as a coaching staff, we appreciated because he felt he went team first. This player, his intelligence, flexibility, determination, and tenacity are the reason why he gets the 2019 Nonstop Motor Award. I'm honored to give this award to number 7, Win Morris.
First, I'd like to say thanks for everybody coming this morning, this afternoon. I know there's big football games on later on this afternoon that everybody wants to get back to. First, like just to echo on Coach Parker, what he was talking about, the successes that this program has had over the last 13 years can be attributed to a lot of things. One of them can be contributed to the fact we've got great community support, unbelievable parent support. We got a coaching staff that's been together literally 13 years with only addition of, Coach DeHaven and then Coach Shaw, who was a former player for us. So the stability of the coaching staff has been phenomenal as well. And due to the fact that our kids have, and by the way, great players. I mean, there's no question about that. If you go through the lineage of players we've had over the last 13 years, you'll find Division I players, Division II players, Division III players, or just great high school players. And that's what that's what you have to win with, and that's what we're blessed to have here at Clarke. And just so, in saying all that, this group of players here and the past players we've had in the past have helped us. In March, we go as a staff to Pennsylvania to be the keynote speakers at the Single Wing Conclave to try to get our brand of football and what we do offensively out there in front of a lot of coaches from basically the Northeast. So it's something that These players in this room, along with players in the past, have all helped us be able to achieve as a staff, and that we're looking forward to doing that. So moving on to my award, I have the honor of giving this out today. I'm getting to the point where I need my glasses and I don't have them, so I'll kind of bear on this. I'm giving out the Ironman Award. Basically, the one platoon system, also known as Ironman football, was a system in American football where players played on both sides, offense and defense. We've been blessed the last few years to not have too many guys have to play both ways. But there are a few that have to do that. There's some that might play part-time, 2 ways, but there's, last 2 years we've had somebody who really never came off the field. On the 2019 football team, there's no better person who personifies what an Ironman is more than the recipient of this award. This young man plays the most grueling of positions in the Clarke County system. They played both inside linebacker and the blocking back, and quite honestly, he did it with an unbridled passion and maximum effort if you watch this young man play. He's been a 2-year starter at the will linebacker and a 2-time first-team All-Bull Run linebacker and a 2-time first-team All-Region 2B linebacker. This year, he also took the role on as the blocking back in our vaunted single-wing offense. In the single wing, you're either the lead blocker. If you're playing the blocking back, you're either the lead blocker or the trap man or involved in pass protection 100% of the time. There is no plays off in that offense for the blocking back. You get no recognition. You get no notoriety. All you do is get a little pat on the butt and say, great job. He basically plays linebacker and blocking back, and he's throwing his body into each and every guy on every single play. It takes a special type of young man to attempt to do that on both sides of the ball. And that's why this young man means so much to our entire program and our staff. He did both of these roles while being the ultimate teammate and rarely saying a word. I'm not sure if there's a more flattering thing to say about a young man than basically saying he's the ultimate football player. The 2019 Clarke County Football Ironman goes to Cody Cyrus.
The award that I'm presenting is a 3-headed monster award. It goes to 3 players that they'd be the first ones to say that their team first, me second. The game is won usually as a team, but it's won in the trenches, offense, defensive line, and then everything branches out from that. 3-headed monster is Mike Leach, who's now the Mississippi State head coach, is a very formidable foe. No? Okay. They can attack at any angle. You fight one of the heads, the other 2 will attack. Vicious creatures. Well, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to introduce each one individually, and even though, again, linemen don't get a lot of recognition, that's where the game's won, I'm going to read their stats here, one by one. First individual had school records, 171 yards receiving yards for a game, 631 receiving yards for a season, 2-year starter. For his career, he had 126 points, 1,654 total yards, 89 rushing attempts, 839 rushing yards for a 7.7 rushing average, 8 rushing TDs, 41 pass receptions, 789 pass receiving yards for a 19.5 average, 10 receiving TDs, and he was 1-for-1 passing for 26 yards and a TD. Defensively, he had 68 tackles, 8 interceptions, defended 27 passes, 4 caused fumbles, 2 recovered fumbles, blocked a kick, and had a defensive touchdown. As a kick returner, returned 17 kicks for 319 yards for an 18.1 average. Punt returner had 58 punt return yards for a 7.2 average. I said, I know one of the quotes in the newspaper, and I described his style when the ball's in his hand, said he was silky and very slippery. The first three-headed monster award goes to Danny Lyman. Second head of the three-headed monster, 3-year starter. His school records, passing yards for a career with 3,007 yards, 261 passing yards for a game, and 1,166 passing yards for a season. 3 years as a starter, he had 38 points. Total yards were 4,083. Had 178 rushing attempts for 851 rushing yards for an average of 4.6. 7 rushing TDs, 1 2-point conversion. He was 211 for 336 passing attempts for a 63% completion average. Passing yards, 3,007, as I said. Completion average was 15.6, and he had 34 passing TDs. The second head of the monster goes to Colby Child.
Got it.
The third and final head of the three-headed monster goes to a young man who was a 3-year starter. For his career, 458 points. Total yardage was 5,190. Rushing attempts, 619. Rushing yardage, 4,807. Rushing average, 8.0 a carry. Rushing TDs, 68. Receptions, 49. Reception yardage, 676. For an average of 13.7 and 7 receiving TDs. One of the most coachable fine young men, as well as the other two that I've ever coached. I know without a doubt he's going to be successful in life. In the off season, he worked his tail off in the weight room. He worked his tail off campus. He worked his tail off in the summertime with camps. He's a great student. And, my heart went out when you got hurt. But I tell you what, when, stats aren't everything, but I tell you what, respect and character is everything. And I have that for you. The third head of the monsters, Peyton Rutherford. I want to present some record achievements in our program. This first ball is a single game, single season receiving record. Game was 171 yards, and season 631 yards goes to Danny Lyman.
Got it. What do you say? I'm gonna take it.
Next records that were broken from our quarterback for a career was 3,007 yards, for a game 261, and for a season 1,166. Very coachable young man. I thoroughly enjoyed coaching him as a former quarterback. I know that his future is very bright. I know, when you have a parent that's a collegiate athlete, you're going to be under, the microscope, and you're going to be under pressure and criticism, sometimes constructive. And I'm just talking about Kathy. Anyway, these two balls, one of them will go into, one of them's going to go in the trophy case, and the other one is yours to keep, Colby Childs.
They're both your, let's take both.
At this time, I think Ms. Rutherford would like to say a few things, then we'll, Danny, you mind doing the grace, and then we're going to eat.
I'll make it quick. Thank you, parents, for all you've done through the season. You've helped out so much, and we can't do it and make it special for our boys without you guys, so thank you so much. Just a quick thing, so next year I'm going to try to step down a little bit of what I'm doing. Hopefully we'll be moving on with Peyton in college, and I'll be a little busy with that. So I would like for some parents to step up this year and help with several things that I do. So if you're interested, please just email me or call me or text me, and we'll meet off season so we can get together as a group and coordinate what we want to do and how we do it. So that is that. I think, Kathy, do you have something you need to say?
We are going to have our first annual cash party. EAA is doing it. So go ahead and mark your calendars. It's March 7th. And we will be needing parents to help out with that, with selling the 50/50s and everything like that. So if you're interested in helping out and want more information about the cash party, it is going to be at Enders on March 7th. Come see me. And we're also going to be asking for donations for some of the sodas and alcohol and things like that. So come see me and I will get your name if you would like to help out with that.
Sweet baby Jesus, thank you for all the blessings you've given us this year. Thank you for the coaches, the football moms and parents, and all the brothers on our football team. Thank you for the football family, and we'll have each other for life. Amen.
Amen.